Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford. In this week's video, using kinesiology, we're going to look at the emotions. There are many ways we could do this, and I don't want to get too involved. I just want to give you an idea of what happens in the body with the emotions. So we could start with something simple. Let's just take an arm test and look straight ahead and push up. And again push up. So I'm going to ask you to think about something stressful. Nothing major, just something stressful. You don't need to tell us what it is. Okay, look straight ahead and push up. Okay, and let's see this side and push up. Okay, so that side is testing strong when you think about it. This side is testing weak. So if we're looking at the cross patterning of the brain, testing this arm would relate to the right side of the brain. So emotionally, you're not happy with it. When we test the left side, or the right side of the arm, relates to the left brain, it says, yeah, this is fine, I can cope with it. So there could be a mismatch in your brain that will have you undecided about something. So we're going to do a very simple technique. Bring your arms out to the side and think about the issue, and we're just going to bring the arms together and interlink them in front of you. Thinking about the issue. Okay, and let's have a look and see what that's done. It's a very old technique I learnt in 3-in-1, I believe it was. Look straight ahead. Think about the issue. And let's have a look at the other side. Okay, so now we have more of a real situation because both sides of the brain agree. Now it could have been that they're both strong, but it's both weak. So now you have whole brain thinking. So we can start to look at what is the issue. Rather than going in detail, we're going to use stress release points. Now, there's something we do naturally when we cry or when we're stressed. We touch our head. These are things we do naturally. Now, there are points in the body called Bennett's reflexes. They are called neurological reflexes. And the ones here, you just go up from the middle of the eyebrows and you find a little ridge. So if you just go up from there, you find there's a little ridge. And you touch very gently. And you work with these. You can also do it just putting your whole hand across, or I can do it for you. And we just ask you to think about the issue. And think about the issue now, and push up, and the other side, and push up. Okay, so that's changed the indicator. Let's make sure it hasn't gone hypertonic. Look forwards, think about the issue. We always have to check all possibilities, and push up. So momentarily, using those stress release points, which strangely enough relate to the stomach meridian, we can change the indicator when you think about something. Has that changed your issue? No. Has that necessarily changed how you think about it or how you feel about it? Not necessarily. But what we're doing, we're bringing blood to a certain part of the brain that helps you relax and gives you better opportunity to deal with it.
I definitely felt the locking was stronger than the last time.
Yeah, okay. So you can use that yourself consciously if you're worried about something. You just take those emotional stress release points and allow the blood to come to that area of the brain that gives you more power to deal with it. That's quite a simple way of looking at it, but it's interesting seeing the two sides of the brain when they're not talking, because you can test and you're only testing one side of the body and you only get half the story. So with emotions we need the whole brain working. So we talked about Dr. John Diamond, the psychiatrist, so we can link into the meridians through that. I know we linked in with the meridians last week when we looked at the toxicity. So would it be different for the emotions? Well, it's kind of like you stick another disc in, because with this work it is energy work, so our intention is powerful. We have to keep a clear mind when we're working, so I would do things like asking you to push in a way that puts you in the moment. Because if we're off thinking about something else, or if I'm thinking this is how it's going to be, it can influence the test. There's a lot of things we have to keep neutral about. So we're putting in the disc of saying, let's check with the emotions. So you okay if we test around points? Okay, and look straight ahead and push up, and push, 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 and push. And push, and push, and let's come around this side and push, and push, and push, and 3, small buttons. So that's come up as the liver meridian. So liver is to do with anger in this system. So there may be something going on in your life that you're angry about. Would you relate to that?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. So there are affirmations that we can use on the John Diamond system with this. I'm not going to go into that right now. It's just to show what you can do with it. What we can also do is let's take the points here and see if you think about the issue that makes you angry. Is it a different issue than what we looked at before?
No.
Okay, so let's just focus in a bit on the anger point of it. We're going quite simplistic here, but I want to look at the power you have yourself to deal with things. So just focus in on being angry about the issue. Okay, let's focus in on being angry, and again, and again. Okay, so again that's changed, and I just used the emotional stress release points because I didn't want to go into a whole treatment session which could get personal, it could get emotional. We just want to show what we can do. So you can use that for yourself to help balance these emotions and see what you feel with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we could use this system in future pacing. So perhaps if you were to do something that scares you.
Right, so like flying.
Like flying's a really good one. So we could have you think about booking a flight.
Okay.
We'd have you think about going to the airport. Could think about you boarding the plane. Could think about the plane taking off. Could think about being in the air. We could think about landing. 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 So landing's not as bad.
Well, I'm not scared of landing.
Okay, so it's taking off and being in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you could do is go before it where you're safe.
Okay.
We could take this point here. Let's use that. And think about going to the airport. Push up. Think about boarding the plane. Think about strapping the seat. Think about the engine starting. Think about going down the runway. Think about the takeoff. Think about being in the air. Okay, a bit more needed on in the air. Think of being in the air. Okay, and landing was all right.
Yeah.
So it's very simplistic, and this isn't a cure. This is just an indication when we use some of the things in the body that we naturally use. It'd be interesting to know how much you do that when you're on a flight.
I think I actually hold my head quite a lot when I'm on a flight.
So you're self-treating already.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are many more involved things with the emotions, but this is just some idea of what happens and how we can test things in the body to see what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really enjoying sharing my journey and my knowledge with you, and I hope it's a help to you with your learning and your understanding. Please subscribe, like, write in the comments below, and go across to my other channels. I have Instagram, Lynn Bridgeford. I have Facebook channels for the clinic, for the yoga, and interact with me on all the channels, and I would be happy to connect with you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.